In this video, I'm gonna try to show you how to do a garland on a staircase. This is my little man Carter. Say hi everybody. Hi everybody. And he loves to throw things and play with things and pick up things just as every other kid does. So we're gonna see how this goes. First things first, when you get all of your new stuff, take off the tags. Nobody needs to see them. So we're gonna start with that. So all of these things are put together, and most of it I'm gonna be cutting and tearing apart. So I also got this string of balls. Ooh, pretty. And like I said, all the rest of the stuff. This stuff is gonna be torn apart. This is every little ball that's gonna be coming off of this, and I'm gonna be using it in the garland, not on this big string, because the string's kind of ugly. With these lights, they always come with these crappy looking tags. Ugh, they're so annoying, and they look like crap. So I'm gonna cut them off. Who's really gonna yell at me? What police is coming after me for my Christmas lights not having their damn tags on? Sorry, darn tags on. I know. So some tools to keep in mind for when you're doing this kind of stuff. You really need, obviously, scissors, big wire cutters to cut off all of the individual pieces that we're going to be making, and then wire. This is the most important piece. Some people will glue the pieces in place, but that just means it's very permanent, and if you want permanent, great. You don't want to do it every year, but I like to make it custom every year and change it up. So wire is the best, because then I don't have to stick with it forever. Because I like to reuse all of this stuff if I can. So why glue it if you can do more work for yourself? But it'll look better. Okay, so now it's time to put you in your other position, which is going to be a funky position, and you're going to be lower than me. But I can't do anything about it because you're downstairs, so it is what it is. But I'm gonna put you down there and we'll start the decorating process. Yay! So I got my garland. Remember, this is about a 4.5 to 5 foot length railing. So I needed at least double the length in garland. So I got a 9-foot garland. Take the center of your garland, go about center of your space, and you want to kind of swag it. You want to get it about where you want it, but it doesn't have to be perfect. The next big step, the most important step really, is you gotta fluff this. So just like you would fluff a tree, a fake tree, if you don't know how to do that, you basically pull on every single stem, every single piece, and we fluff it out and we pull it out so that it looks more natural and it looks more appealing rather than this little string that you see here. And of course, it's not gonna be very full. It'll be a lot fuller than it is, but it won't be extremely full. But that's okay, because we're going to be adding the crap out of it. Great. Okay, so now I have placed some of the little pieces that are a little fluffier. Sometimes they have them that are a little bit different than the main ones. And I take those pieces and I wrap them around the metal and the banister and things like that. The reason I do this is to keep it in place. I'm gonna tighten them down a little bit more because I have a kid. And let's be serious, he's gonna be making a mess out of this. So I wanna make sure that this stays as nice as possible for as long as possible. So I am going to secure the crap out of this thing. So I'll start to do that. Okay, so now that's secure. Now I'm gonna get the lights. First things first, make sure you keep your halfway point. So first things first, plug it in. Make sure it works. You don't want to go through this whole mess and then realize it doesn't work. Okay, it works, yay! Okay, so, halfway point. The reason I say this is so important, because we want to make sure that both sides get an equal amount of light. So, we are going to put our halfway point right about in the center, right about there. And then we're just kind of lay it, along the edges here, throughout the piece evenly so that we have enough light throughout the piece. Okay, I think that's about right. So I just laid it there and just plopped it there for now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna tuck it in and weave it in so that there's enough light all the way around, and I'm gonna keep checking around to make sure that this light is even. So, let's start. So I'm leaving a little extra dangle at the end because I'm going to use that later for a bit of a special feature over here. Okay, now to start for the ribbon. I've got one thin ribbon and I've got one thicker ribbon. I stayed in this similar color scheme. I went with a little bit of red with some like hemp looking, very natural looking fiber. And then I went for a more shimmery, but not overly shimmery, gold. I made sure to get ones with wire ribbon in them because you want them to stand out and stand up, and you want them to fluff and look like they're moving and flowing in all directions. So to help that, the wire is like the only way to go. So let's start with that. Okay, so I did all of the ribbon. I put the thicker strand of ribbon on the outside. I did that second to the thinner ribbon because I wanted that to be the feature-ish of this piece. I wanted that to stand out above the thinner piece. And who doesn't need a little joy in their life? So I wrapped that around. I didn't cut any of the ribbon at the end. I left all of that dangling at the end, because I really want to accentuate this corner when I'm done. I want this part to be kind of the end beautiful feature. This is right in front of the door when you walk in, and this is going to be beautiful as well. And then it's just going to lead your eye right into the entryway. Well, it's the kitchen, but this is how everybody enters. So this I want to be the grand entrance into the space. So I want that to be special. So I left a lot of extra light. I left all the extra ribbon as well. And so I will... Yeah, is that funny? Yes, and we're on camera. Mommy's talking to the camera. Yeah. So, like I said, I left all of that extra strand at the end so that I can cut whatever I need to when I'm finished. Good? Yes. Yeah. Okay, next, little man, we are going to take all of our other fluff pieces and we're going to tuck them in. But first, I have to take them apart. So we're starting to put things on the ends here. So this was an original. This piece was up. And I'm taking them apart and see how this wire is coming out. They're all put together by wires. So I'm just ripping them because my wire cutters are not that great. So what they end up looking like is individual pieces like this and this. And it makes really great stuffers. So I'm starting with my end piece here, and I'm just fluffing from the top and the bottom, and I'm pushing these in. I'm gonna secure them later because I want to make sure that I want them they're in the place that I really, really want them to be. So I'm gonna start on this end because I want that feature to be wow, and then I'm gonna work my way around with whatever I have left to just kind of fluff the rest of it so it looks a little bit bigger. So I love symmetry. I'm good with asymmetrical things too, but in this case, I love symmetry. So this pine cone I wanted to make sure was facing inwards towards the entryway, and whoop. And this pine cone is going to be facing the opposite direction towards that one. So there's a center pine cone up there, and a pine cone over here. Nice symmetry. I started to add the balls, and I put them in with wire. You saw those strings of balls, the red balls before. I ripped those apart, just like I ripped everything apart. And I started to take those individual balls and just place them randomly throughout, and I tucked them in so that they looked like they were just all part of the piece. I didn't want them to look like ornaments that were hanging. I wanted them to look included in the piece. Then I did over here, I put my little owl that I'm obsessed with. I had to get. So here's my owl. In this corner, I told you I wanted this to be a special piece. So what I did was I took the bow, one of those bows that I bought, and I put it right in the tuck in here. I wanted it to not be the focal point, but I wanted it to add to the extravagance of this side. So I put it over here, I tucked these pieces back, I added some more balls around here. Again, here's my little owl, love him. I added some little sparkle branches over here. And now what I'm going to do to finalize it is I'm going to take the rest of this joy ribbon, I'm going to cut it off, and I'm going to include it in this little bow as my final touch. And then you'll see the big reveal. So let's do that. The big reveal. What do you guys think? Added some nice texture in there, really changed some things around, added some nice height to it. Love the bow end. This is the horse. So it frames it really nice. Right at his head is the bouquet that's coming up, and oh, very happy with it. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. If you want me to come to your house, I would love to. So if you're interested, leave a comment down below, give me a call. You know it, it's Way Interiors. Thanks. Till next time.